Hey guys, so I'm in the Trailblazer. Just want to do a quick video on your gross vehicle weight rating, which a lot of people get confused with curb weight. Curb weight, C-U-R-B, like the curb of a road on the side is a curb, is your vehicle's weight. That's how much your vehicle actually weighs. Your gross vehicle weight rating is how much the vehicle can hold, including the weight of the vehicle. So unfortunately, most vehicles don't have the curb weight on them, so you have to go online and look it up, or possibly in the owner's manual. I'm not sure if it's in there, or get your vehicle on a scale. But every vehicle should have a sticker that tells you the weight rating of the vehicle. So for instance, you go out here, and every vehicle should have this. This is what GM's will look like. As you can see, the top up here is the gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR. And that is 5,750 pounds. So from what I've been told, these vehicles weigh somewhere between 4,400 and 4,200 for the four-wheel drive, the non-extended Trailblazer. So if that's the case, we'll just go with 4,400. That means that there is 1,350 pounds left over for passengers and cargo. So, and then that is also divided by the front right there, which is the weight rating of the front section of the vehicle, or the front half of the vehicle, and this is the rating for the rear. The rear is usually higher because of towing, because you're going to put more weight of a trailer on. They call it ton weight. It's what goes on the weight of your hitch. So, so there's usually more in the back because this one has a somewhat, it's like a truck-like suspension, but it's not actually a truck suspension. So it'll be a little bit more in the rear usually, and then on top of that, there's also the case because SUVs, most of the weight is in the front because you have your driver and your engine, and then any passengers that you put in are usually in the rear seat, which is in front of the rear vehicle or the rear tire. So when you figure out the weight, it's actually using a majority of the front weight rating and some of the rear. So that's why there's all the room in the back for your cargo and stuff. So so for instance, this one, I went back in, I shouldn't have. So this one has a rear rating of 3,200 pounds. So I'm just gonna, this isn't how vehicles go, you have to look online, but like I said, this thing should be about 4,400. I'm gonna assume it's a 50-50 split on the weight, which it probably isn't, but if you go by that, then that means 4,200, the rear is 2,100 pounds, which means I would have 1,100 pounds to play with cargo on the rear axle. And this rating is for the suspension and the tires and the basically overall vehicle, what it can handle safely. So if you have a beefed up suspension, you might be able to handle more. You also have to take into consideration like rust and everything, because that's going to weaken your metals. So with this thing being older, I probably wouldn't put 1,100 pounds on the back of it. So I mean, I might do like 500, 600, 700, but and then for the front, I mean, you have your engine up there all the time. So, sorry, that's the front. You have your engine up there all the time, so it doesn't really matter. And you're not going to put anything on the front of the car unless you put like a big weight on the front or a plow or something. If you put a plow on the front, that's what you'd have to worry about. And that's also on the outside of the wheelbase, so that would add more stress to the front, which is why plows are usually not good to have unless you have like a 2,500 pickup or something that can handle that extra weight. So, but yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'm not an expert at this, but I just know quite a bit about vehicles. I'm not going to say that that's 100% accurate with what I told you, but it is pretty accurate. There's probably a lot more physics that go into it and things that you have to figure out. For instance, like I said, I assumed that the front and rear split of the weight was 50-50. It's probably something more like 53-47. So then your weights would change according to that. So you have to look it up online what your the split of your weight is. Usually you can find it in performance reviews and stuff, which I know a Trailblazer doesn't have. Well, probably won't have in like Car and Driver or anything like that. But a lot of times they do put it in there. Sorry, I'm out of breath. It's hot, and I also just got done mowing the lawn. So. But yeah, so other than that, if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.